Hey guys, this is Patrick Hall with Fstoppers.com and welcome back to our third video in our four-part series, How to Build a Website with Wix. And in this video, we're actually going to be building a website, or at least I'm going to show you how you can build your own website. And I'm going to show you the website that I've been working on for the last few days. And if you want to get your own Wix website absolutely for free, go to the link in the description below. All of their websites are free, and if you want to upgrade the website to do your own branding, have your own URL, I'll show you how you can do that here in a minute. But let's go ahead and dive into this. Right now, I am on the landing page for Wix.com. If you want to explore some of the different templates they do, you can come up here to templates, and they have a whole bunch of different website designs for businesses, for photography, for video, music. And while these are templates, what Wix does really well is it's kind of a drag and drop editor, which means once we get in here and start editing one of these websites, we literally can just drag things around, we can add different apps, we can add different programs, and it makes this incredibly simple. If you've ever designed a website in the past, you might have found yourself having to use HTML or Flash or CSS or some kind of crazy coding program. Wix makes it super simple. In fact, I haven't even dealt with any coding the last 2 days while I've been building my own website. So let's go back up here and let's get started. And I'm just gonna log into my account. And as you can see here, I have a couple working sites. I'm gonna get to my premium site, which has all the cool features, and it's going to allow me to have my actual domain name that I want. But for right now, let's just create a new site. And once you get on this page, you can pick between different types of websites. We are gonna be doing photography, so let's click photography. And now it brings up a bunch of different templates. Now, just to show you how simple this can be, I'm gonna use this template here, and I'm gonna hit edit. And it's going to bring up the Wix editor. And I have to say, oh my gosh, this is the most intuitive way to ever edit a website. Now, as we look at this editor, there's a bunch of menus and different settings here on the left. And then there's a bunch of different settings up here on the top as well. Obviously, with this website, you can see we have this menu system here. So you have home, about, portraits. We've talked a lot about what you should put in your website in video 2. But let's say we want to start changing what you see up here or how these different pages look. We can come up here to this page, and there's this little drop-down menu, and this corresponds to this menu system on top of the website. So we have home, we have about, we have portraits, fashion. If we click, let's do the about page. Now this sample gallery is for Adam Cant, and you can see he doesn't have a photo of himself. And as we said in video 2, I would really recommend branding your website as heavily on you as possible. And we'll get to that when I show you my website. I'm branding it very, very heavily on me. But if we wanted to change this, we could come here and just hit change image. We can upload a photo. I can hit choose image. Now, this photo I picked of me, it's a tight headshot. I don't really think this works for this website. But you can see just how simple it is to change the background. If we wanted to change the text, you literally just click on the text and then you can type in whatever you want. Let's go to a different page. Let's go up here and let's go to portraits. And what's really cool about Wix is they have this really simple gallery. And this website already has the gallery placed in here. But if you wanted to add your own gallery, you could come over here to gallery, and then you could just drop down whatever gallery you want from all of these different types of galleries. You can see all these different formats. So if you wanted it to be kind of like vertical shades, or if you want it to be kind of a collage, you have a lot of different options here. On this website, let's just click this and we can come here to design, and I can change the way that these images would look. This one's kind of cool. I mean, you can see how many different gallery settings there are, which is really, really cool. This one's kind of neat too. It almost looks like Pinterest, where you could put a bunch of descriptions. And keep in mind, if you took the time to fill out all these descriptions, it's going to help your SEO quite a bit, because every single one of your pictures now has text attached to it, which is really, really powerful. I'm just going to go back to the standard setting here. We can get out of here and go to change images. And here we would just basically upload an entire portfolio, dump it in here, and then you can quickly rearrange this, and you have all these nice titles and descriptions. You can add this to all of your images. Again, that's going to help greatly with your SEO. If you don't like how things look, check how quick it is to move things around. I literally can just drag and drop everything. Let me go ahead and move some of this over. And what's nice about this editor is, I don't know if you can really tell this, but I'm able to snap all of these little elements into a really nice grid, which guarantees that everything is lined up perfectly. If you've ever had to code a website, nothing's more frustrating than having something off just by a few pixels and you're trying to figure out exactly how to pad it and how to get everything lined up. The Wix editor makes this incredibly simple. Let's come down here to Client Showcase. And this is really cool because with Client Showcases, you can actually password protect certain areas of your website. So if you're a wedding photographer and you want to upload 2,000 images and have your clients log in and see their images, but they don't want it to be public, you can make these client showcases and it'll only be accessible to them if you password protect them. If you don't want to password protect your showcases, you could kind of set this up as a gallery to show clients really big photo shoots. So maybe you'd have 4 showcases that only have the best work possible. They could come in here and get an idea of what a whole campaign would look like, what a full wedding would look like. If you do family portraits, maybe it's a full wedding portrait shoot. So having a client showcase section like this can be a really powerful section on your website. But let's say you don't want to have this show up, or maybe you want to have your website dynamic and sometimes you want to pull some galleries down while leaving others up. You can come up here and simply hide these pages. Let's go to Manage Pages, and I can click on Client Showcase, and if I just hit the Hide button, it's going to take it off of my leaderboard menu up here, and it's gone, but it's not gone forever. I can come back here at a later time when I want to showcase this section and turn it back on. Look how easy that is. You can also put things underneath different headings. So maybe what we really want to do is come here to a new page and let's make this portfolio. And then we can put this up here. And then let's make this a subpage of portfolio. And you can see we now have a portfolio with portraits and fashion. Let's hit preview. And now we've changed the whole flow of our website by having a portfolio header, but then underneath it we have portraits and we have fashion. I mean, literally, you can move stuff around in seconds. It's so quick and intuitive. Now, if you're big on social media, and as we said before, you really need to be, you can quickly incorporate social media buttons into your website. Now, this website already has a few. I'm going to click on these and just delete them. They're gone. And if I wanted to add them back, I can come over here to add, and there's all of these different options here. One of them is social. And I can come here and I can just drag a social bar down. And let's go to set social media links. And in here, let's say I don't use Pinterest, I can delete that. I also may not use Tumblr, we can delete that. And let's say we want to change the way that the Instagram logo looks. Let's replace icon. If I just search for Instagram, I kind of like this one. This is the traditional one. Choose icon. And then boom, you could just type in whatever your Instagram page is right there, hit done. You can do that for all these. Hit done, and now your Instagram buttons are right there. You can move them around and put them wherever you want on your website. If I click that button, it adds it to the footer, which now means it's going to show up on every single page, not just this fashion page. Maybe I want to put this kind of in the middle. Hit preview, and now you can see no matter which page I go to on this website, the social media buttons are right there. So if you're looking to build a website, I would highly recommend going through a bunch of these templates and find one that looks great for your photography. Now, one little tip is to imagine what these websites would look like with your photography, because it's very easy to see a website that has unbelievable photography, and then you start getting in there and you add your own images and it may not give you the same feeling because the imagery that was used on the template is completely different than yours. This one looks really cool with that red faded look, but you know, if you started adding landscape photos to this, maybe it would have a completely different vibe. So when you start building your website, you're really going to want to go through these and look at them all, because this is a huge step. This is probably the most important step, is figuring out which website has the layout that you like and which website has the overall mood that you like. Because you can change everything in Wix, but if you're like me, I'm actually horrible with graphic design, and so I didn't want to change too much of the website. I wanted to find one with a layout that was pretty much cut and paste. I could just put in my images and I didn't have to build a whole website. That's really the advantage of using these templates. Once you have your website ready to go, you can come up here to publish, And then now it's time to name this site. So I could call this fashion. And you can see all of the free websites are going to be your username. So mine's phaskellhall.wixsite.com / and then the name of your website, so fashion. If you want to replace this domain with your own domain, you will have to upgrade to the custom domain. That does cost some money. I would highly recommend it. As we talked in the other videos, you're not going to want phaskellhall.wix.com / fashion. You're going to want PuertoRicanFashion.com or whatever your website could be. So we'll hit save and continue. And if I hit view site, and now my website's published, and if I gave that link to anybody, they would be able to head right there. But now let's go back to my dashboard and let's look at my actual site. Now this is a copy of my website, which is really nice because if I want to start drastically changing things and then I mess something up, I always have a good copy of the site that's published. So that's a super nice feature. And I'm just going to hit Site Actions and let's go to Edit Site. Now the website template that I based my website around was actually this aerial photography website. And if I open this site up, you can kind of see what it is. Now I deleted a lot of the functionality of this site and kind of made it my own, but I love the edge-to-edge format here. And then if I go to portfolio, I kind of liked all of this, the gold and the gray. I thought this was a super cool mood. So here's the website that I have been working on. And let me just show you what this looks like because I have a video here, but the video starts off pure black and so therefore you can't really see it. If I come up here to preview, I'll be able to show you the video.
Patrick Hall. That photographer is Patrick Hall.
And what I really love about this is I'm able to have the first thing that you see on my website be a huge video, and it's just some of the highlights of my career and different photo shoots that I really wanted to highlight. I spent a long time editing this video. I think it's really cool. And as you scroll down, I then have my name and kind of who I am, a photographer and co-founder of Fstoppers.com. And then right below my name, I've put some of my favorite portfolio images up front and center. And then at the very bottom, it has my address and everything so that you can get to my social media and you can contact me. So that's my home page. Now at the top, I have portfolio and I've got 4 separate portfolios. Now keep in mind, I'm not trying to be a wedding photographer anymore. I'm not trying to, shoot families. I'm kind of in this middle ground where I can put whatever I want on my website because I'm not chasing commercial photography the way that I was in the past. So the way that I outlined this was I went down and I had editorial, which is kind of everything. That's kind of my lumped category. I have wind, water, and sand, which you'll see is kind of my wakeboarding and swimwear. I decided to put those together. And then the last 2 galleries are the viral series that I've done, personal projects, the stun gun photo shoot, and American Christmas, which is photos of people at a firing range with guns the day after Christmas. So if I click on editorial, you'll see what this does. You can see that design element that I had from this aerial portfolio here. Now with this editorial gallery, I decided to go with a collage design element. And my thought here was that I just want to put as many images on the screen as possible. And if there's something that catches your eye, you can quickly go to it, click it, and then you can view it much larger. Once you're in this larger view, you can then scroll through and see images one by one. But I just thought this kind of had the Instagram look. I just like seeing all of these images up front. And then as I move these on the back end, it can change the different sizes that these appear here on the website. So this is my editorial portfolio. It's just kind of a mix of a bunch of different things that I've shot over the years. If I come down to wind, water, and sand, I've had this awesome portfolio of kiteboarding and wakeboarding, and then I also had some random images of swimwear. And I thought, well, I'm not really a swimwear photographer, and I don't really shoot wakeboarding all that much, but maybe if I combine them all into one category, it would make sense. So this is my portfolio, wind, water, and sand. And you can see it's just kind of a mixture of kind of more athletic, sporty images, and of course some of the more sexy swimwear stuff. I thought this would all make a lot more sense in one gallery as opposed to separating these out. And then under stun guns, this is the stun gun photo shoot that I had that went extremely viral. You got to put that on a website, right? And so here I've embedded all of the different YouTube videos. I actually have a little video up here.
To have your documented pain go viral. Would you ever do this?
They did it on the bear.
And so what I decided to do here was I decided to edit all of the media clips. I was on several different shows. I put them all into a short little 20-second promo video, and I put that right on my website. And the idea is if you go to this personal project, you're gonna see all of the media coverage that this one photo shoot gained. And then as you scroll through, I also have the collage of all the images here as well. And then at the bottom, I embedded 2 more YouTube videos, the behind the scenes video, and then the alternative video of the stun gun photo shoot. If we come back up here to the top and look at American Christmas, it's kind of a very similar thing as well. I have another video that shows the media coverage that I got from this photo series, the behind the scenes video, and then all of the images. Now, this gallery, you can see, it's not the collage. This one, I forget what they call it, but it's just 3 images side by side all the way down. The next section that I put in my website is the About section, and as we mentioned in video 2, I think it's extremely important if you're a photographer or videographer to put your face on your website. So if you don't have all the video elements that I've put at the beginning of my site, you definitely should put a picture of yourself on the About page, because that's going to allow people to see who you are, who they're hiring, and give a much more personal experience on your own website. So here I just have, an About page. It's very, very simple. If I come up here to contact, I think this is another extremely important part of your website. I have a contact page, which allows you to put your name, phone number, email, and a message on here. And finally, I have this fine art section here, and I'll show you this on the back end because this is one of the most powerful sections of your website if you're into selling images for licensing, if you have stock footage or stock video, if you're a wedding photographer and you want to sell different products, maybe you sell mugs or you sell albums or you sell photo frames or something like that, you can add a store to your website if you upgrade to the Pro version, and that's going to give you this e-commerce portal so that you can actually sell things on your website. So right now I could just click here and it would allow you to do all kinds of different commercial usage for this file. You can really make this whatever you want. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do with this yet, but I did want to add this to my website so that you can have an idea of what you can do if you're looking to make money selling things on your website. Again, I'm not selling a ton of stock and I'm not really pursuing the fine art world, but if that was something you were interested in, you're a nature photographer or a landscape photographer, this would be a section of your website you would definitely want to monetize, because this would probably bring the most amount of revenue in, especially if you're able to get your website in front of a bunch of art buyers. So here I am in the back part of my website. This is the editor for my site. And if I scroll down here, you can see there's some things that are not showing up. Services, I'm not really pursuing services anymore, so I haven't even edited this page. And so I basically just hid services from my website so you can't see that. Showcases, that was the other section that I showed you earlier in this video. I don't have anything to showcase at the moment, so I wound up hiding that page as well. And then you also have a clients portal, which is really cool. So if you want to give a section of your website to your clients where they can just log in with a specific password or something, you can do that as well. Again, I'm not really pursuing that, so I turned that off on my site. And at any time, if there's something that you envision your website doing, Wix probably has a solution for that. All you have to do is go over here to the add section. And if you want a button so that you can have people go back to a certain part of your website, if you want to change the way that your payment forms look like or your contact pages, you can do that. I already showed you the social media. They have music. If you want to have a music player and have like your best playlist, you can embed that right on your website. They have video, so if you want to embed your own videos from Vimeo or YouTube, or if you want to have your own dedicated video player, you can do that as well. There's all sorts of things that you can embed into your website to make your site really look like you and kind of break the mold and break the template, create something that's distinctively you. And finally down here we have a blog, and as we talked about in the previous video, and we're going to talk a lot more in the next video, in the 4th installment, the blog is really kind of the engine behind your website that is going to allow your site to become larger and larger, not just 4 or 5 pages that I have right now. And as your site gets larger and larger and you start producing more and more content, both with photo, video, and text, you're going to start to rank much higher up with Google. So if you want a blog and you want to keep all of your followers up to date on what you're doing, what your photo shoots look like, here there's Wix events if you want to do an event, definitely add that to your website as well. So while I'm back here in the back end of my website, I wanted to show another feature that we're going to talk a lot more in video 4, but that is SEO. Wix has made it incredibly simple to add titles, descriptions, links, all kinds of stuff to the back end so that your images have the best SEO possible on Google. Now, a lot of photographers are probably aware that the more SEO and text you put on your website, the better it's going to help you rank high with Google. But one thing that I found really useful is naming my actual images with SEO titles. So this first image here, I actually took this for a clothing brand. And so I might be using this image to target other clothing brands. So I might title this, I don't know, H&M or Express, or I might put a bunch of brand names in it and then do editorial lifestyle shoot with 3 girls. I'll use a bunch of keywords that hopefully grab the attention of people on Google if they're searching for those kind of images. Wix allows you to type all of that in right here. If I come right up here to my page portfolio and come down to manage pages, I can add all of my SEO keywords to each one of these sections of my portfolio. So if I click these 3 little dots and go down to Google SEO, it has a space here where I can type in the title of my page. What is this page about? I could put all kinds of keywords in here that are going to make sense with the type of portfolio that I'm doing. They even have an SEO whiz here, which when I click this, it opens up another page. And they've literally put step-by-step all of the ways to optimize your website so that you have the best SEO with Google. So Wix has really thought this out, and it's made it incredibly simple for photographers like you who may not know how to do all of this in the back end. Simply follow these steps and your site will be guaranteed to rank as high as possible with Google. And finally, the last little thing I want to show you here before I make my website live is I want to show you how you can edit between both desktop versions and mobile versions so that you can get the perfect experience no matter what device your customers are on. So if we come up here to the top, I can click on this little mobile icon and check this out. It shows kind of a mock iPhone and it allows you to see what each one of your pages looks like on mobile. Now, because mobile and desktop versions are very different, Wix has allowed you to come in here and tweak each one separately, which I find really convenient because there may be certain things on my desktop version that I may not really want portrayed on my mobile version. For example, if I go to my home page, remember I have this little collage of portfolio images at the bottom. It's designed just to get your attention, but it's not the full portfolio. If I go over to the mobile version, I don't think it would really work as well because all those images would be really small. I think having 1 or 2 images displayed at a time on the mobile version looks a lot more clean, whereas the desktop version, if I go back to this one, you can see I have up to 4 images side by side. Actually, I think here we have 5. This looks really cool when you have a large monitor, but it would definitely not work for mobile. So gone are the days where you have to wonder, what is your website going to look like on mobile? You can click over and see exactly how it looks. And of course, just like the desktop editor, I can come in here and I can start moving all of this around, change the layout of this. Maybe I want to put my name back to the top, something more traditional like that. I think that looks pretty good. And then I can hit preview. And there's my website on a mobile device. So as you can see, I've done 7 out of 9 steps already. I've basically built my website. I've uploaded a bunch of pictures to albums. I've published my site. My site is live, although it's kind of hard to find. And I've built the store and started accepting payments through PayPal. So the next thing that I need to do is I need to connect my domain name because I don't want to be using this Wix branded domain site, even though that's free. I've upgraded the premium service so that I could have a store, and I want to change the domain name. Let's hit get a domain. And here's where you would look for a domain name and buy it if you don't already. Now I have a domain already, so I'm going to click connect a domain you already own. And the domain that I own is patrickhall.photography. Let's hit connect. Now Wix has made it really easy to do this. They automatically know where my domain name is. It's from GoDaddy, and it tells me exactly step by step what I need to do. So I need to sign into GoDaddy. I need to go to the domain name that I'm going to use and go to DNS management. And it literally gives me all the steps right here. So I'm going to locate a record, copy this. And now that I have everything typed in correctly, at least I think so, I'm going to verify my connection. And now my website is live at patrickhall.photography. So I hope you guys enjoyed this 3rd video in this series. If you want to check out the other videos, make sure you subscribe to our channel below. Also check out the playlist so you can watch all 4 of these as we release them. This was super exciting. I literally built this website, I think in 2 days, There was a few things that I had to do, like edit those videos and find all my old portfolio images. That actually took longer than building the site itself, but now I'm live, patrickhall.photography. If you guys want to get your own Wix website, go to the description below, click on the link. You can go through all of these different templates. You can make as many sites as you want. It's all for free. You can actually publish them and send people directly to your site. And then if you want to upgrade and get some of the extra features like your specific domain name, or if you want to add a store, it's really not that expensive, especially if this is going to be the main branding that you use for your own business. So I highly encourage you to upgrade, get that domain name, and start sending people directly to a nice clean website so that you can start making money with photography. Stay tuned, because next week we're going to be releasing the 4th video where we talk about how to actually get traffic to your website now that you've built it. You definitely don't want to miss that. Make sure you subscribe to our channel below so that you can get access to that video as soon as it comes out. Head over to fstoppers.com for free daily content. And if you want to learn photography from some of the best photographers in the world, head over to fstoppers.com/store where you can check out our full-length tutorials.